out here again at Steele's Classic Cars and Restorations, and they brought this into the shop last week. It's a 1955 Pontiac Safari station wagon, and it's a pretty straight, clean vehicle. It just needs a little bit of work to get finished up here. The previous owner detailed the engine bay. It's got its original drivetrain. I believe this is a 287 Pontiac V8, and it's got an interesting looking, I'd say, power glide type transmission, although it's not a power glide, but real clean looking engine. It's got a really small 2-barrel on it. I guess these were rated at about 200 horsepower back in the day, but as you can see on the steering column, you've got neutral, drive, low, and reverse. Interior needs to be completely redone. You can see all the interior parts and everything in the back, which I'll show in more detail here in a minute, but just wanted to show how straight this vehicle is. Somebody spent a lot of hours getting this thing sanded down to a nice straight finish here. Very little rust on this vehicle. Still needs some work with the body gaps, but real straight. Let me show you the underneath. Still pretty much untouched down here, but you can see where they did the core support and a few other things like the wheel wells. But it's like somebody tried jacking this up from the oil pan. They had it running, and it doesn't make any sounds like the crank hitting the pan, so they're not too concerned about it. But definitely a little crusty down here as far as the grease and the grime, but overall this is a very solid vehicle, being as old as it is. Here's this crazy looking transmission. I'm not sure what Pontiac called this, but it doesn't look like any kind of power glide that I'm familiar with, but it's got the X-frame chassis, single exhaust going through a very small pipe here, probably 1.5 inches. You can see the rear end. It's got a pinion seal leak. They pulled the gas tank out of it, had a lot of varnish in it, but they've got a new one on order. Brakes need to be kind of gone through. You can see the master cylinder. Really hard to access. You have to fill it from the engine bay, but you can see it's leaking back here. So the brakes need to be gone through. They're going to do the fuel system and the new gas tank and all that and get it running, and it's going up for sale. Still got, looks like original bias ply tires on this thing. Original hubcaps are in the back. I'll show you that in a minute. But I believe they're going to ask about $8,500 for this. All the glass is there with the exception of the windshield, and those are pretty much the same as the Tri-5s and are available. But this is a really cool car. I guess all the emblems and all the trim works in here. Original radio, speakers. You see these original Pontiac hubcaps, headlights, spare carburetor. You can see how small this thing is. This is a 2-barrel, believe it or not, and you see how small those primaries are. Never seen one like this. This is I guess a Carter carburetor, but all the trims in here, door handles, all the exterior trim that goes down the sides. Door panels were redone. Apparently this was originally a, I want to say it was a black and white interior, but they redid it as white and red. I don't know how old these door panels are. They're in great shape. But it's all there from what they said. And like I said, they're going to put it up for sale, I believe, for $8,500. It does run, and I think after the brakes are gone through and maybe some new tires, these things are probably dry rotted. This would be a driver with a lot of potential. Anyways, this is, like I said, 1955 Pontiac Safari station wagon 4-door. First one I've ever seen in person. Got a lot of similar body lines as the 55 that Sean's got up there, but a little bit different. Looking at the bumper and stuff, it's got its own unique style. Very cool find though. So if anyone is interested, just put a comment below, and I'll get back with you with more details on this.